Now, one of the rising stars at the festival this year is Elizabeth Petkarn. She is a violinist, and she plays the legendary Red Mendelssohn Stradivarius that helped inspire the Academy Award-winning film The Red Violin. She joins us now.
Hi.
Thank you very much for coming in. You know, I was reading your biography this morning. Philadelphia Orchestra, Lincoln Center in New York. You've played in front of international audiences. You have been described as brilliant. I'm humbled. I am terribly impressed. You started at the age of 3 playing the violin.
That's right.
Did you just know? How do you know at the age of 3?
Well, I chose the violin. My mother was a professional cellist, and I saw her playing in a string trio, and she said I was glued to the violin at age 3. I couldn't take my eyes off it, and afterwards I said, I want to play that.
And how did you start at that young an age? I mean, you know, little kids that age can barely stand.
A very small violin. A very tiny violin and a very little bow, and with a nice teacher who guided me along. And I started on the Suzuki books when I was very little and graduated.
And you've been playing, you played in front of your first orchestra, in front of your, what, 14 years old?
14 years old, yeah.
And then your grandfather bought you this violin.
Right, at auction at Christie's in 1990. And it sparked the inspiration of the story because no one knows where this violin was for over 200 years. It was made in 1720 in Cremona, and then it ended up in the hands of the Mendelssohn family in 1930s Berlin. In between that, we have no idea where it was. Plus, it has an amazing amount of red varnish on it, which is so unusual for a Stradivarius, especially one that's almost 300 years old.
Now, first off, excuse my ignorance, but how many Stradivarius violins would there be right now?
They say there are up to 650 that remain in the world, although he made 1,100 instruments.
But there are very few, though, that actually have a name, that have the kind of reputation and legacy that yours does.
Yes, this is known as the Red Mendelssohn Stradivarius, and it's regarded in the music world as one of the finest instruments.
Do you really own a violin like that, or are you just a custodian who will one day be passing that along?
Yes, I believe that I'm the caretaker for my lifetime of this instrument, and it will then go into someone else's hands.
You've described it as a friend.
Yes, it's a friend and a partner. It's my best friend in the concert hall. It's with me all the time.
Would you mind playing just a little bit for us?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You have an amazing gift, and I don't know if the people who are watching at home could hear it the way we could, because let's face it, this is not the Lincoln Center. But it's just an amazing sound. Now, you're going to be playing a recital Thursday, June 15th.
That's right.
And what will you be playing?
I'll be playing, actually, the Chaconne, which was written on the themes of the movie score, the themes of the Red Violin movie by John Corigliano. And I'll also be playing a piece by Fritz Kreisler and the complete version of the piece, the Gypsy piece you just heard. And I'll be telling the story, the whole story, the inside, behind-the-scenes story of the auction of this violin in 1990.
But you know what? You have a tremendous gift. And I think it's wonderful that this violin is getting the justice and it'll be heard by people the way it should be heard. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.